Hey, have you ever been fearful of one day hearing the words, "Depart from me, I've never known you"? A lot of Christians fear that verse and one day hearing that from Jesus, but it would probably be in our best interest to figure out why he said that and who he said it to specifically. A lot of us think that verse is, he says that because, they're not doing enough for God or you need to try harder. And these people were literally doing everything they could, like prophesying and healing people, and it was all in Jesus' name. But the interesting part is everyone stops in the middle of the phrase that Jesus said, and they never finish it. He said, "Depart from me, I've never known you, those who practice lawlessness." And that's a key word right there, is the lawlessness. We have to figure out what that means. And a lot of us would say that it's sin. A lot of us would say that, it's because we're not righteous enough, not keeping the law hard enough, but it's actually a disregard of the law completely. And what that means and tells us is, these Pharisees that were, doing all these wonderful things in Jesus' name, they were trying to keep the law so perfectly that they thought that it was their own abilities that got them saved and got them in right relationship with God. It was their work doing these things in his name, and not the simple trust that Jesus was preaching of having faith in him alone. It's if you believe in the Son that you will be saved. These people were believing in their efforts of doing more for God and all these things for God, and not resting in his promise that if you simply believe. And so the lawlessness that they were doing it wasn't the fact that they weren't upholding the law, but it was the fact that they thought they could do and uphold the law 100% completely. And there's no one in human history that can do it except Jesus. And so their fault was Jesus never knew them, not because of their lack of ability and their lack of pursuing him, but he never knew them because they were never simply putting their faith and trust in him and him alone.